Hello everybody, welcome to part 52 of Let's Play Pokemon White. So, off-screen, I was just wandering around Unova with the egg that I just got on Route 17 in this last part. So now the egg is about to hatch, so let's see what's inside this egg. I wonder what Pokemon is going to be inside of it. It was found inside the Relic Castle, but does that even tell us anything about what Pokemon it's going to be? And actually, this is kind of a cool Pokemon that's coming out. What is that? It's a Larvesta. A Larvesta, eh? Well, gee, I've never seen this Pokemon before. I mean, we never encountered it on any of the routes, so I guess this is a Pokemon that is not found anywhere in the wild, except maybe at a lower level of the Relic Castle that's currently closed because there's too much sand in there. But anyway, this is a Larvesta, and it's a male Larvesta. So the thing about Larvesta is that it evolves to a Pokemon that looks a lot like the sun. So I'm going to give it a kind of a derpy name kind of a derpy name that pertains to the sun, but mostly because I don't know of a much better name to call a male Larvesta. On my last playthrough of this game, I nicknamed my male Larvesta Firefly, which is a not very creative name at all, but instead I'm naming this one Helios. As you'll see if I can bring up his status screen, and I'm gonna have to do this, and of course since he's a baby Pokemon, he's at level 1. So there's Helios right there. This lovely little Larvesta, this cute little Larvesta that just hatched. But what am I saying? Larvesta is not as cute as Sowaddle, and if I can get the stupid screen centered. Come on, you're off by just 1 pixel. Come on. Hey. Quit being off by just 1 pixel. There you go. So, the attacks that Helios knows are Ember and String Shot, and he also has the Flame Body ability, so if we need to hatch more Pokemon, we can have him help out instead of Fiendfire. But all his stats are 6, but I can't really tell which of the stats is going to be higher than any of the others since he's level 1. But anyway, that's what I wanted to show really quick. Let me fly back to Asira City, because that's where I said I was going to go next. Now, since it is spring, Asira City will look way different than it was before. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my gosh, everything is so pretty and green. That's because it is spring, and look, there are all sorts of flowers around. This is such a lovely city in the spring and summer, especially because it's so green. It's green, and the music that's playing in the background sounds very Irish, so this town really, really reminds me of the Irish countryside when I look at it. But anyway, this water that's below me, if we walk around in this water long enough, then actually wild Pokemon might appear. That's the thing about this water. So let's see if we can actually get a wild Pokemon to appear. Here's one. Oh, and here's a Pokemon we've never seen before, I don't think. This is a Stunfisk. Stunfisk is a pretty interesting combination of types. It's ground and electric type, despite the fact that it looks like a fish. But this Pokemon doesn't evolve and doesn't really have a lot of good moves. It's really annoying to go up against because it has high special defense and it has the static ability, which will paralyze a Pokemon upon contact. And it also does Discharge, which has a high chance of paralyzing a foe. But I don't think I'm going to try to capture this one, just because I don't really like Stunfisk that much. I don't think it's really going to be any good in the long run, so I just got to run away from it because I don't feel like fighting it. And good, Chopper was actually able to run away from it. I didn't think he would be able to do that. But I'm going to put somebody other than Chopper first in the party. I'm going to put Iago first in the party for lack of anything else to do. But Helios is level 1, so I don't think it'll be a good idea for me to go and train him yet. I guess I could train him off-screen later or something, but I just wanted to show him hatching. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swap out a couple of Pokemon on my party, and then I'm gonna head out toward Dragonspiral Tower. Because I think it was either Clay or Charon or actually I think it wasn't either of them. I think it was Cedric, Professor Juniper's father, who told me that Team Plasma was in the Dragonspiral Tower. But before we check out the incident with Team Plasma, there are actually a couple of things I want to do. There are a couple of Pokemon I want to catch before going into the Dragonspiral Tower. So I'm going to do that really quick, and the Pokemon I just put in my party were Charlotte and Mayflower. And I didn't even want to put Charlotte in my party. What am I talking about? Why am I putting Charlotte in my party? I didn't want to put Charlotte in there. I wanted to put Monty in the party. That's what I wanted to do. Right? At least I think it was Monty. Was it Monty? Yeah, it probably was Monty. I think it was Monty who I wanted to put in my party. I don't even remember now, but yeah. So I'm going to go up into the grass that's near Dragonspiral Tower because there are two new Pokemon that can be caught, and we can't go up into the double battle grass anymore, and there's Cedric, but I'm not going to talk to him just yet. Instead, I'm gonna wander around this grass and see if we can find the Pokemon we're looking for. And here is one of them. This is a Mienfoo. Now, Mienfoo was a fighting-type Pokemon, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to catch one of these before, but since this one's here, I guess I might as well give it a shot. And I have Iago first in the party, but I'm gonna use Ancient Power on Mienfoo because I know that'll not be very effective. I don't want to have to resort to Chopper just using False Swipe, although I am going to have to switch out to him in a bit. In fact, I'll probably have to use Ancient Power again, because that Ancient Power didn't do a lot of damage. And Mienfoo's using Double Slap. Well, gee, it's not even using a fighting-type attack, which is kind of surprising, because normal attacks are not very effective against Iago. And I guess he could use Crunch as well, because that'll also not be very effective against Mienfoo, but I just used Ancient Power again just for the heck of it. I think after this, I'm just going to switch out to Chopper so that he can use False Swipe. Because I don't think Mienfoo knows any attacks that do recoil damage. That would be really counterintuitive if it did. But yeah, I'm just gonna switch out to Chopper now because he's my False Swiper. So now I have two False Swipers. I have Chopper and I have Flick, and either one of them can help me catch wild Pokemon like this. And I don't know what ability Mienfoo has, but whatever it was, Chopper just negated it. Come on, Chopper. Okay, now you're using a fighting attack. You're using Force Palm, and that may paralyze Chopper, and it did. Well, hopefully this False Swipe will hit. Yeah, it did. In fact, he might have to use False Swipe again. And that Mienfoo now Swift. That was kind of interesting. I kind of forgot about Mienfoo learning Swift, but I guess I should have known about the attacks that it learned, because I had a Mienfoo in my main team on my last playthrough of this game. That's one of the reasons why I'm catching it. And yay, Chopper was able to hit with False Swipe again. So now I've got to switch out to Mayflower so that she can put that Mienfoo to sleep. But Mienfoo is a martial arts Pokemon. It specializes in the much more graceful fighting attacks, more so than the ones that Bert and Ernie are going to use. But although I'm going to capture this Mienfoo, I don't even know if I'm ever going to use it in battle, because Mienfoo doesn't evolve until it reaches level 50, so that is a really ridiculously high level for a Mienfoo to evolve at. But on my last playthrough of this game, I actually did bother getting a Mienfoo to level 50, and because its evolved form is a really useful Pokemon. But I don't know if I'm going to do that on this playthrough, just to change things up a bit. I might put either Bert or Ernie on my rival team. I don't know which one, but more likely Bert. Just because I really like Pokemon that are both fast and strong, and Bert is a combination of those, even though he doesn't have the best defense. So as soon as Mayflower's Sleep Powder can hit, thank you, then I can put this Mienfoo to sleep and capture it. Now, I already know what name I'm going to give this Mienfoo. On my last playthrough of this game, I also caught a female Mienfoo, and I gave her the name Jade Dragon, which is the name of this famous martial arts teacher from China. But I think I'm actually going to give her a different name this time. I'm going to name her after a video game character, as I quite frequently do with Pokemon nowadays. And it's a character from some sort of fighting game, and I always get fighting games mixed up, so please forgive me if I don't correctly guess which specific game this character is from, but I already know what I'm going to nickname her, so to tell you the truth, I don't really like fighting games anyway. The only fighting game I kind of like is the Super Smash Bros. Games, but that's it. But I just named this Mienfoo Talon. A character from some fighting game I don't remember the name of. But, since I never play fighting games, then please forgive me if I don't correctly guess the name of that game. And if you want, you can leave the name of that game in the comment box or something. But hey, I just caught a Mienfoo, so that's really nice. And there is another Pokemon that I could also catch in that Dragonspiral Tower grass area, but since Chopper got paralyzed, then I don't think it's a really good idea to just kind of go out there again without healing my Pokemon first. But while I'm at it, I'll actually check the PC just to see what kind of nature this Mienfoo has. Let's see what nature she has. She has a mild nature, which will power up her special attacks, but let's see if she actually knows any special attacks besides Swift. Because I know Mienfoo can eventually learn Aura Sphere, and she still has higher attack than special attack, and her speed is not quite as high as I would like it to be, so I don't know. I don't know if I'm ever going to use this Mienfoo in battle. And she actually has the Regenerator ability, which is the same ability that Schnuffle has, which is kind of weird. That's kind of weird that she has the Regenerator ability, but I guess that kind of makes sense. But I'm looking for this other Pokemon that can be found in this area, and I probably shouldn't be putting Iago first in the party. I'm gonna put, I don't know, I'm gonna put Monty first in the party, or, I don't know who I'm gonna put first in the party. I'll just send out Iago, I don't know why. But there is one other Pokemon that can be found in this grass, so if I can find it, that would be great. No, this is just a Deerling. That is not the Pokemon I'm looking for. I guess Deerling are the most common Pokemon on this route, and Wild Sawsbuck can also appear on this route, but there's another Pokemon that I want to find, and I guess it's kind of rare because I'm not finding it yet, which makes sense because the Pokemon I'm trying to look for here is Dragon-type, just like Chopper is, but here it is, it's a Draudigan! Yeah, so Draudigan is a really strong Dragon-type Pokemon, but the thing is it doesn't evolve, and one of the abilities that Draudigan can have is Rough Skin, but the other ability that it can have is Sheer Force. So I'm going to use Crunch on it and hope that it doesn't have the Rough Skin ability, because I want to catch one with Sheer Force. And it doesn't have Rough Skin! That means it has Sheer Force! Hooray! And you can tell that because Draudigan used Crunch and it did a heck of a lot of damage, because Crunch has a secondary effect which will never activate because of the Draudigan Sheer Force ability. But Iago's probably going to faint while I try to use Crunch on it again, so I guess I'm going to use Ancient Power again, just because I think that'll do a little more damage. Maybe it didn't. Never mind. But Dragon Claw will not be affected by the Sheer Force ability, but it'll still KO Iago because it's a really strong dragon attack. But I could send out Chopper in order to deal with this Draudigan, but I'm not going to do that because Draudigan will just use Dragon Claw against Chopper if he tries to do that, so maybe I should have brought Flick out for this, but I think if I use Giga Drain, then hopefully Mayflower can actually take care of this Draudigan. Hopefully. Hopefully. I don't know. Well, let's try putting the Draudigan to sleep and see what happens. Well, come on. Well, come on! Mayflower's gonna have to use Synthesis just to survive until she can actually have Sleep Powder hit. Why is Mayflower's Sleep Powder missing so much? I mean, Sleep Powder's like 75% accurate, right? Although I think they lowered its accuracy in Black and White, if I remember correctly, so if the Sleep Powder will actually hit... Thank you. Now this Draudigan is actually pretty hard to is actually going to be pretty hard to catch. So what I think I'm going to have to do is switch to Chopper and have him use False Swipe a couple of times while this Draudigan is asleep. So hopefully Chopper could actually pull that off. Hopefully. Well, Chopper does have the Mold Breaker ability, so that means that its Sheer Force ability will not be able to activate, I think. Maybe. Yeah, you just keep using False Swipe. And that Dragon Claw is probably going to KO Chopper. Maybe that was not the best idea. Okay, maybe it isn't. Never mind. Okay, but at least that False Swipe was a critical hit, and I'm going to switch back to Mayflower. But anyway, this gives me time to talk about real-life stuff, I guess. So guess what happened today? Guess what I received? A flat tire. And while I was saying that, I was careful not to say Fat Tire, because that is the name of a beer. That is the name of a brand of beer or something, it's Fat Tire. But I got a flat tire, so I'm gonna have to replace that soon, so that's kind of unfortunate. But hey, Draudigan's asleep, so I can finally use a Pokeball on it, and I'm gonna use an Ultra Ball, because I think Draudigan are pretty hard to catch. This will be an excellent time for the critical capture to activate, but hopefully this Ultra Ball will take care of that Draudigan. So this Draudigan is at 1 HP and asleep, so if this ball doesn't work, but hey, it did! We caught a Draudigan on the first ball. That I didn't expect to happen, because I thought Draudigan was pretty hard to catch. But I guess it wasn't as hard to catch as I thought it was. But this is a female Draudigan. I kind of had a cooler name for it, and if it had been a male Draudigan, I guess I could still give her the nickname of I would have given a male Draudigan, but I guess I'm not gonna worry about that just yet. So this Draudigan apparently lives in a cave. So she's going to be a physical attacker, but I can give her actually one of two names. I can name her after one of two fictional dragons, but I think I'm gonna name her just the same thing that I named her on my previous playthrough of this game, which is the name of a dragon from Aragon, Saphira. I nicknamed the Draudigan Saphira, and I just wasted a lot of time trying to catch this stupid Draudigan, and I didn't even go to Dragonspiral Tower yet. But at least I caught a Draudigan, and that's what I wanted to do, so let's check out Saphira really quick, and then we can actually go into the main part of Dragonspiral Tower. So after I heal my Pokemon, because I know Chopper and Mayflower took quite a bit of damage, and I know Iago did too. I think Iago fainted, actually, if I remember correctly. I'm sorry if I'm wasting a lot of time just by catching these 2 Pokemon. But I kinda wanted to catch Mienfoo and Draudigan before heading further into Dragonspiral Tower. So I promise that right after this, we will head into the main part of Dragonspiral Tower and cream a bunch of Team Plasma Grunts. So this Draudigan has a timid nature, which is not a really good nature for a Draudigan to have, because that'll lower her attack. But at least it'll kind of raise her speed, so she won't be quite as slow as most other Draudigans are. But... so she knows Slash, and Crunch, and Dragon Claw, and Chip Away, so pretty good attacks. I don't know if I'm ever gonna put her on my team or not, but... I think what I'm gonna do now is just get some of my battlers out, but I think I have everybody I want in my party, except I might replace Mayflower with somebody else. No, I think I won't. I think I'll just keep the party I have now, and if I want to change it later, then I'll change it later. So now, let us head into the main part of Dragonspiral Tower. Let's talk to Cedric, because I know he was up there. Okay, Cedric, what do you have to say? That building, serenely towering over everything, is Dragonspiral Tower. From far in the past, before Unova was founded, it still stands tall today. On the top floor, so has been told, the legendary Pokemon is waiting for a person seeking the truth to appear. Uh-oh, we're gonna have to catch a legendary Pokemon up there? I guess it's a good thing I brought my Pokemon catching team up there. But apparently, nobody has ever returned from Dragonspiral Tower here, and we need a Pokemon with Surf. Okay, that was really lame. I guess I'm gonna have to put either Kikucho or Cygnus in the party, and there's an Audino over there, and I lost it. Okay, never mind. I could have battled an Audino, but I guess I missed the chance or something. Oh, gee, this is annoying. I'm gonna have to take on somebody else in my party. I really hate when I have to do this. Who do I have in my party currently, actually? I have Iago, Mayflower, Chopper, Fiendfire, Monty, and Ernie. Well... who can I replace with Pikachu? I really don't know. But I think since Chopper is still being trained, then I think I'll just replace Chopper with Pikachu. That's what I'm gonna do. It's because I don't really know what else to do. And why did I replace Iago? I wanted to replace Chopper. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, because Chopper is still kind of underleveled compared to anybody else. And I should probably take the Eviolite from him. Ah! This is taking forever! Oh my gosh, this is taking forever! I can't believe how forever long this is taking! But I guess I'm just really paranoid about entering Dragonspiral Tower because apparently nobody's ever returned from that awful place before. Yeah! So I'm gonna take the Eviolite from him and hopefully I can get through this tower alive. That's what I'm gonna do. And something tells me I probably should have put an ice Pokemon in the party, but I'm gonna worry about that when I worry about that later. When I worry about that, I am not even talking right. So let's go into Dragonspiral Tower. Yeah, maybe if I stop talking for a while, then I'll come up with better things to say, so let's use Surf and cross this water. Now, I think actually Basculin can appear in the water here, so maybe we'll encounter one, maybe we won't. And... what? And we can't even enter Dragonspiral Tower. That is really weird. I don't know why we cannot enter Dragonspiral Tower. Apparently it's closed or something. I wonder if we need to actually get the 7th gym badge in order to enter Dragonspiral Tower, and again, I missed the chance to encounter an Audino. Well, maybe if I wander around here long enough, I'll encounter one, but I guess we can't even get into Dragonspiral Tower. That's kind of a bummer. That's really a bummer. But, let's see, we have about a minute before we have to stop the video, so I guess I'll use this opportunity to kind of show you around Asira City really quick. Yeah, I guess in order to get into Dragonspiral Tower, I have to get the 7th badge first. So I guess I'm gonna have to do some training, and then, of course, that was another Stunfisk. Now, another Pokemon that could appear in the water here is Palpitoad. And that way over there is the way to get to the next area. Let's actually see what happens if we try to get over toward the next town, and I'm gonna try to avoid as many trainers as possible. Yeah, that was a Palpitoad. I kind of expected that. And is that trainer ever going to look the other way, or am I going to have to battle her? Well, if I'm going to have to battle her, then I better put Mayflower first in the party. Okay, I guess I don't have to battle her. Yeah, so I guess there are Team Plasma Grunts blocking the way. Apparently some of us are working at Dragonspiral Tower, which is close to Asira City. I know that. Apparently some of us are working and that person's going to say the exact same thing. So I guess Team Plasma Guards are blocking our way to the next town, so I guess the only thing we can do now, since we apparently cannot enter Dragonspiral Tower, is go and get our 7th badge and see if we can somehow magically access Dragonspiral Tower after that. So I'm gonna do some off-screen training for a while, but thank you for watching, everybody. Stay tuned for part 53 of Let's Play Pokemon White, in which we will tackle the Osira City Gym.